talking subliminal. I can't even see me.
Sunny Digital.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy here, man. I come back with another video into our journey back to the Super Bowl for the 2019-2020 season. And this video is basically just going over. Now, this may seem far-fetched, and a lot of you might not agree with this, but I feel like the two tight end set that we have and the overall kind of offense that we're going to run for this year, maybe defense, kind of reminds me personally of the 2011 Patriots team. Now, before I even go into this, I want to say Carson Wentz is not Tom Brady. I get it, but just hear me out. Now, I'm sure a lot of us remember like the 2011 Patriots when they had an unstoppable forces at tight end, probably the greatest duo we've ever seen, starting with Aaron Hernandez, who, although had a very short-lived career about excitement, pass blocking, came off the ball being an efficient route runner. I think he had like 910 yards that year for 9 touchdowns, something that no one's ever seen from a second-string tight end, helping them secure a spot in the Super Bowl, like for the AFC. And he was just a second option. Imagine your first option being the greatest tight end ever outside of Shannon Sharp and Tony Gonzalez, Jason Witten. I'll throw him in there just because I like to be respectful. Being part of a duo that you just couldn't stop. And that was the year that he wasn't getting hurt a lot. I think he had like 1,500 yards and 17 touchdowns, something that the league has never seen out of a tight end before. Because you had Wes Welker and Julian Edelman outside the numbers running great routes, causing a lot of secondary attention to focus on the receiving core, although that receiving core that year wasn't even that great. With the likes of Deion Branch, Chad Johnson, who they released, Julian Edelman in his first couple years, Wes Welker, who on his last year. And what makes it even worse is, like us this year, they have a top 3 schedule. They weren't playing anybody. Look at this. Teams that are playing that year. The Colts in 2011 when they didn't have Peyton Manning. The Chargers, the Bills, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Jets, the Cowboys. Really? Hell, and even the fucking Eagles, bro. Like, we weren't shit that year. But it just goes to tell you that tight end, that we have a lot of the same components that the 2011 Patriots had. A tight end set that's going to kill you, along with a better receiving core that can take the top off the defense, leaving the linebackers and maybe one or two corners to guard like our tight ends. And one of them who just broke Jason Witten's record. Bro, we play the Dolphins this year. We play the Bills this year. We play the Jets this year. We play the Jets this year. We play the Cowboys this year. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are catching on to the resemblance with this team and how we're going to be better than this team on our way to the Super Bowl. And it's not like you have some Joe Brony throwing to these guys. You have a potential being talked about MVP and almost MVP, a still this year talked about being MVP for regular season in the Super Bowl. Right now, there's a reason that they're having our quarterback in talks of being an MVP. And then the offensive line is something I'll go into a whole nother video. The whole defensive line aspect, O-line aspect. And then we have a tight end with the same intangibles that can pass block, run block, is a great route runner out the backfield, has great soft hands, is tough after the catch, hard to bring down, is willing to... and thankfully a lot more mentally stable than Aaron Hernandez. No slight at him, man, because people go through stuff. But just look at it, man. Our second string tight end is a perennial potential Pro Bowler if he really wants to be. If we didn't have Zach Ertz, swear to God, Dallas Goedert would be that tight end. Then we have an unstoppable force in Zach Ertz, who's on his way to be a top 3 tight end of all time, and I can say that now. He's better than Jason Witten. He broke Jason Witten's record. He has bro, like playoff experience in a Super Bowl ring. He's better than Travis Kelce. He's better than Antonio Gates. I'm saying? So, like, all these intangibles that we see for Gronkowski can be used for Zach Ertz. He has a lot of same intangibles: pass blocking, route running abilities, soft great hands, toughness after the catch. Look how he got up and got that one. That's the same kind of catch Gronkowski made on us in the Super Bowl. Now, is this an unfair assessment? No, I don't think so. Because if you look at, like, the resemblance, okay, we have a first place schedule. We basically play the same teams as the 2011 Patriots. Like, just check the schedule and compare it. Like we play all the easy ass AFC East opponents. We play our sorry ass division, and then we play like a few good teams here and there, like Atlanta and the Packers. Okay, cool, whatever, you know. But the tight end set, the threatening receiver core, even though our receiving core is a lot better than what they had in 2011, and this will only be far-fetched if you were to think that I'm saying that Wentz is Tom Brady. And it would also be far-fetched if I were to say that Doug Peterson is on the same level as Bill Belichick, even though we can say for the past 3 years, I mean, we can say that because he won a Super Bowl using nothing but a backup quarterback and an already loaded team. Okay, what have you, cool. But he won with a backup quarterback. That's something only a great coach can do. So we can definitely put Dougie P up there with Bill. So, well, right now. I'm not talking about for the past 20 years. I'm talking about right now. But, yeah, so it'll be far-fetched to say if I were to say the play calling was there. Because Mike Groh, nah, I don't see that happening. But, you know, I mean, who they had in 2011, that was just some great shit. But, yeah, I don't think Wentz is going to throw for 5,200 yards. But I can fairly say that he has a chance to throw 40 touchdowns with less interceptions than Brady did. Like, that's a fair assessment. Wentz doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. And in the fact, he threw like 33, 34 touchdowns in what, like 13 games? So could we fairly say if Wentz would have not gone down in 2017, he would have hit 40 or damn near close to it? Because even if they would have sat him out for the last game against Dallas that we gave him that win for, that they take credit for still to this day, I don't know why. Like, Wentz would have thrown 4 touchdowns against the Giants because Nick Foles did it. You know what I'm saying? Then he threw what? And then I'm pretty sure he would have beat the brakes off the Raiders. Like, he would have thrown 3 against them. That sorry-ass team. Like, the only reason Nick didn't because that was his first like, actual start back. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had to find his groove. So I'm pretty sure Wentz in the last 3 games, excluding that Cowboys game, because they probably would have sat him out because we were already had the first round bye. Like, he would have thrown exactly 39 or maybe a little bit over 40. I mean, that's just me. So yeah, so stay tuned for the next video, man. Tell me what y'all think in the comments, and stay tuned.